Hi, Joe from bearsleep.com. Welcome to my new series, which is called The Morning Drive. I'm calling this because I'm going to be creating a series of videos while I'm driving to work. I have a lot of time driving every day, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to share information about our products, any kind of news, different kind of scams, such as the one I'm going to talk about today, which is the UGI Utilities scams. But, as always, our website is www.bearsleep.com, phone number 859-428-7342. Let's get into it. UGI Utilities, they are a utilities provider that provides, in my case, natural gas to my home, and they also I believe they have electric service that they provide elsewhere. So I am one of those types of guys that pays my bills on a budget billing program, so I can just pay the same all the time, have it automatically come out of my account, set it and forget it. They adjust this quarterly, and a couple, I guess, the bill must have increased by a small amount, and over a series of several months worth of payments, it accrued a past due balance. So in short, they came and shut my gas service off, which is fine. I'm fine with that. That's not the scam part. I was underpaying. So I called them immediately, like an hour after they shut the gas off. I wasn't home, but my wife called me and told me. And I said, hey, I just paid. Can we get it turned back on? And he said, this was on a Monday. They said, Wednesday is our earliest appointment that we have, and the service window is between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. That was annoying, but, I'm paying the piper because I did not pay attention to my bills. So, that's fine. One of the requirements for them is that somebody be home that's over 18 years old when they turn the gas service back on, in case something like a furnace or any kind of appliance that might have a pilot, which would be turned on at the time that they turn the gas off, wouldn't be leaking gas into the house. So they actually come. I wasn't home at the time, but I had somebody who was 18, above 18, I should say, home, and they were able to answer the door when UGI came for their appointment. They came into the house, went down to my basement. I have a gas hot water furnace. So for those of you that don't know what that is, it's basically a furnace that runs on gas, and there is a water pipe that goes through the furnace. That water pipe gets heated and sends the hot water through radiators located all throughout my house. I have a pretty old house built in the late 1800s. It's a farmhouse. So what I found was he red tagged my furnace, and something to the effect, which I could hardly make out the writing on it, because not only was it sloppy, but it was faint. It was almost like a carbon copy that didn't push down all the way. It said, shutting off this device due to defective or missing heater control. And I'm not really sure what he was referring to, because this furnace has a control knob for the gas flow, and it has three positions. It has an off position, it has a pilot position for when you need to relight the pilot, and it has an on position where it would stay all the time while it's in operation. So I looked at the knob, and you actually have to switch to each different position. You have to push the knob in to a certain position, push it in or pull it out, which will allow you to turn it. That way, it's designed that way so that you can't turn it by accident to an off or on position. It's made to be difficult to turn. So when I looked at the red tag device, I noticed that that knob was in the on position. and he had the supply line for the natural gas that was coming to the furnace. There's a valve on there. Well, he just shut that valve off, but he left the pilot, the control actually that's on the appliance in the on position, which led me to believe, does this guy not really not know that you need to adjust the position of the knob in order to turn that? So I adjusted the position of the knob and turned it to the off position. And I turned the gas back on, turned it to pilot, lit my pilot, and everything fired up. But here's the scam. So anytime they have an opportunity to get into the house, like they did with me, they'll take the opportunity to try to find something, because I called UGI out on this. Because not only did they put the red tag on my device, they sent me a letter saying that I was not able to use my appliance until this was serviced by UGI or a qualified service technician. And so I called them, and they also copied the borough that I live in, because they said it needs to be inspected and approved by local code enforcement. And I'm like, are you kidding me? This is as simplistic of an appliance that is possible, because it just has that knob. That's all it has. It has a freaking knob to control the flow of gas, and that was working. And my thermostat sure as hell works upstairs. So anyway, I called UGI and I asked them to explain, what did you mean by defective or missing heater control? I couldn't tell you that, sir, but I could tell you that I can send a technician out for $89.95, and he could look at it and tell you exactly what's wrong with it. And I said, well, you've already told me something's wrong with it. Now you can't elaborate on it and explain, because it doesn't make sense. Well, here's the scam. That's the scam. There's nothing wrong with my furnace. There's no way. I even asked them, well, can somebody tell me how this was diagnosed? And he said, well, we can send an email out to the service team, but I'll tell you, I've been working here a long time, and most times they don't talk to you about anything over the phone. Okay, so I even told the guy, I said, this sounds like extortion to me, because you just told me something's wrong with an appliance in my house, and there's not anything wrong with it. So, moral of the story is, I believe this company preys on probably elderly people who aren't very familiar with how these systems work. It's natural gas, so there is a danger of explosion if things are not set up properly. So that's going to scare, probably a lot of elderly people and a lot of people that don't know anything about these types of things. There's a lot of women out there that probably don't know, and a lot of men that don't know. So they're just throwing their fish hooks out, hoping to get suckers to come in there, and they can basically forcefully charge them money to look at something that doesn't need to be looked at. So anyway, that's UGI Utilities. I wanted to let everybody know about that, because it really has fired me up, as you can tell. And in closing, as always, check out www.bearsleek.com for all our Bears True Blue automotive products. We have the head gasket sealer, fuel system conditioner. We have it for diesel now. We also have our oil stop leak and our Hyperflush product. Also have hairfuelonline.com. If you just Google Hairfuel Online, we have some great ZX42, Zeramin 3 hair growth products. These are products that are hand created. This isn't the fake Rogaine and all that stuff. Fake news. Anyway, our stuff really works, and we're always there to help people. you can call us 859-428-7342, and we'll be glad to help you out. And I'm going to try to follow up with a part 2 to this video, just to show the condition of my furnace and show it operational, so I can share with everyone how ridiculous this is. And maybe UGI will see it. They'll probably threaten me to take it down. But anyway, we'll see you next time in the morning drive.